Hey everybody, Cinema Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. Today's a special bought and watch video because I'm dedicating this video to Petty Monster. I'll put a link to her website down in the description, and you should all check out her page. She's awesome. She just did this cool her top 5 guilty pleasures. She's had a whole bunch of really awesome stuff about me in it, so I mean that's totally cool of her to do. I love watching her stuff. She's definitely like one of my favorite YouTubers. I'm always on her page checking out everything she does. So definitely sub her if you're not already. She's awesome. Love the girl. So I watched 2 movies tonight. The first movie I watched, I'll get to this one first because it's the one that doesn't involve Petty Monster, and that is Beverly Hills Cop 3. If you watched my bought and watch video yesterday, you know that I watched Beverly Hills Cop 1 and Beverly Hills Cop 2. So I figured, gotta watch Beverly Hills Cop 3. I can't just watch the first and second one and not the third. So got home, popped this one in, loved it. I used to say this was my favorite of the trilogy, but now that I've watched all 3 back to back, I'm debating if I still want to say that. For nostalgic purposes, this is my favorite. This used to play on TV all the time when I was a kid. I mean, it seemed like every weekend I was watching this movie, whether it was on HBO or like one of the channels like CBS or ABC or one of those stations would be, syndicating this. So I must have seen this movie like a million times when I was a kid. I could repeat this movie word for word, tell you everything that happens in it. I know everything that's going to happen because I've just seen it so many times since I was a little kid. Love this movie. It's fantastic. But after watching all 3 together, as far as which one's the best movie, maybe I changed my mind. Maybe it's not Beverly Hills Cop 3. I'm trying to think if I want to say 1 or 2. I guess I'd go with 1 because Beverly Hills Cop and Beverly Hills Cop 2, both awesome movies. They're very similar. One's pretty much just as good as the other. Beverly Hills Cop 2 is a solid sequel. So I guess when it comes down to it, maybe I'd say Beverly Hills Cop 1's now probably I'd say my favorite, and then Beverly Hills Cop 2, Beverly Hills Cop 3. I guess this is one of those trilogies that definitely go in order of, the first one's the best and the third one's the worst. But I don't really want to use the worst because I think all 3 movies are brilliant and fantastic, and they're just some of my favorite cop movies ever made. Just definitely my favorite Eddie Murphy movies ever made. They are just really, really good. And I've seen Beverly Hills Cop 1 and 2 a bunch of times, but I've just never watched the whole trilogy in like one shot before. I've watched Beverly Hills Cop 1, and then a month later I'd pop in 2, and then maybe 3, a month later. So it was really fun to watch all 3 together. I'm really glad I sat down and actually watched the whole trilogy. I should really do that more often. I got a bunch of franchises that I should probably just sit down and watch the whole thing through, because it really opens your eyes. You get a whole new perspective to the movies, and movies you might have really, really liked, you might start to think, well, this one's actually better. Like, for instance, this. I used to tell everybody Beverly Hills Cop 3 is my favorite, but now I might actually say 1's my favorite. Again, for nostalgic purposes, though, just because, this movie was my childhood. I love 3. But, yeah, so watch Beverly Hills Cop 3. Loved it. Classic. I got the complete lineup box set right here. I recommend everybody get this. They did just release Beverly Hills Cop 1. I believe it was it today? Or maybe last week? I think it might have been today. They released Beverly Hills Cop 3 on Blu-ray. It was really recent anyway. So, I definitely want to get the Beverly Hills Cop on Blu-ray. Hopefully they release the other 2, because I definitely want to replace these on Blu-ray because they are fantastic. So if you haven't seen these, you're insane. Check them out. And then for the movie that made this bought and watch dedicated to Petty Monster. I guess it was. It was yesterday's bought and watched. I picked up a movie called Soapdish, and I just said, good movie. I'm finally replacing my VHS. I was very happy to get it. And Petty Monster writes to me, and she knew nothing about it. She said, what is this movie? Is it good, and what's it about? And I hadn't watched it yet. So even though I've owned it on VHS for like months now, I still never got around to watching it. So all I could really tell her was the synopsis on the back. I just kind of told her what I read. But today I figured, what? I'm gonna sit down and watch it, give my review, my little review on it, so Petty Monster can know what the movie is. So today I watched Soapdish. This was just all right. I wasn't expecting much from it, so I wasn't let down because I don't know. Just going into this, I kind of figured it wasn't going to be anything overly great. I figured it was just going to be kind of so-so, and it was. I mean, it had its funny moments. It was a decent movie, definitely worth a watch. But it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. It's definitely a comedy that's not like overly funny. It's just like I said, just a decent watch. It's about a cast of well, not just a cast. It's actually about a whole bunch of people involved in a soap opera. Everybody from the cast to like a director, producer. Whoopi Goldberg here. She writes the scripts. There's the costume girl. She's involved too. Like everybody's involved in this whole story about just all this drama that goes down. Basically, it's like a movie about a soap. People who are involved in a soap opera who basically has these lives that just turn into a big soap opera. Basically, Sally Fields here. She's like the main character basically, and just about how her life turns into a big soap opera and how all these people are involved in it, and all the craziness that happens. So again, decent movie, good story, definitely has its funny moments, but nothing great, nothing to write home about. But worth a watch. I mean, if you're into, I could see. I don't, this isn't a chick flick, but I could see maybe the female side liking this a bit more. Not just because it's a soap opera, but it just like I kind of got maybe like a womanly feel from it. Just sort of had that feminine sort of feel to the movie. So I don't think they were actually going for that in this movie. I don't think they were like trying to market this towards the female demographic, but I kind of feel maybe it would do better with the female demographic than the male demographic. But still, male, female, you can both watch it and enjoy it. So would I say buy this? It really depends what you're into. I'd say if you're into movies like, let's say like movies like A Fish Called Wanda. Now a lot of people love that movie, and I think that movie's just alright. I think it it has its funny moments. It's a decent movie, decent watch. I own it. I do enjoy it. But I don't think it's anything overly great. So I feel the same exact way about this movie. So if you like A Fish Called Wanda, maybe check out Soap Opera, pick it up. You'll probably like it. So there you go, Petty Monster. I hope that works. I know that wasn't the best description ever of a movie, but I don't know. I kind of it wasn't like I love this movie, so it's kind of hard to it's always hard to talk about a movie you weren't like really into. You just kind of like, it was okay. It's really all you can say about it. So yeah, I would say if you come across it for cheap, maybe pick it up. If you know somebody who owns it, or borrow it, check it out. Maybe rent it if you still have any rental stores around. Everything here is closed, but yeah, check it out. So that's it, guys. That is all I bought and all I watched today. Didn't buy anything. I actually went to my local Walmart today, and they have 2 displays up. And they're full of Blu-rays and DVDs. A bunch of $8 Blu-rays, which wasn't too hard for me to pass up, because I usually don't pay $8 for a title. I usually try to keep it at $5 and under, as I've said before. And all the Blu-ray titles, they were stuff I already owned. Either already own them on Blu-ray, or I own them on DVD, so I don't need to replace them. Nothing I'm like... It was nothing that I was in any dire need to replace. So that was easy to pass up. But the hard part was, right on the other side of that display, was $4 DVDs. It was all blind buy stuff, nothing I'm like really dying to see, but all titles that, a lot of titles I should say, that I was interested in. Things I've heard of, things I've been thinking about getting for a while, but I've just kind of passed up on, and it was full of those. So I almost bought them. I almost spent like $20 on a bunch of $4 titles, but in the end, I figured, I already spent a bunch of money. It's only Tuesday. I've already spent a bunch of money. I bought a bunch of movies yesterday. So I figured maybe I'll just pass on them. Again, they were all blind buys, and I have a ton of blind buys here in my collection that I need to get around to watching it. So why add more? And I figured, if they're still there next week, which I'm sure they will, it's not like I doubt the display's going to go anywhere. So if they're still there next week, maybe I'll pick them up then. But I had to put some restraint on myself, which is really hard to do, because when I see titles for cheap, I kind of always jump on them. It's really hard for me to not buy cheap movies. So didn't buy anything, but so thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned to see what I bought and what I watch tomorrow. See ya.